Hello, and welcome to the news for July 6, 2022. I am Delrith, bringing you the news as per the norm. And as I said last week, we're going to be doing speed news. I'm going to be trying to get this all in under 15 minutes every week, just because that's a format not a lot of people have explored. And honestly, it does pretty well. And it's pretty easy to edit and make it look really fancy and boom with explosions and all that. So let's just hop right on into it and talk about the fact that Spain is going to be the next country to crack down on loot boxes, primarily because they are bad and they influence people negatively. But yes, Spain is going to be investigating, or rather not investigating, they've already investigated it, but basically voting on punishing companies that put loot boxes and gambling and all that stuff into their games. It's going to be a big change because now that Spain's going to do it, you're going to be seeing a lot more EU countries follow suit. Hopefully the United States will hop in on this. This could be the beginning of the end for gambling and loot boxes and horrible gotchas and all this awful crap that's ruined a lot of kids' wallets and parents' wallets and created addictions and all this unhealthy stuff. But we can only hope. And I personally hope that it goes well and that they ban it and they're very strict on it, and then the EU follows and the US follows in line. Like I said, I don't like loot boxes. I don't like paid gambling. I don't like any of that. We all know this. This is something to look forward to. I will keep you guys updated on this. Yeah, this is all just a win-win. This is a win for everyone that this is all starting to happen. There needs to be serious regulation in the loot box industry and the video game industry and all that. It needs to stop. It's time to stop. Next up, we have a massive Grand Theft Auto leak. There's a huge document that I will not put on the screen because a lot of people don't want to be spoiled. But for those of you that do, this will be in the description down below. All the document stuff is down there. But yeah, there's a lot of information about GTA6 if the leak is correct. It is an extremely in-depth leak, so it does seem like there's some sort of, like, I guess, legitimacy to it would be the word. And it looks really cool. Personally, I read through it because I don't care if I get spoiled or not. It seems like a lot of the stuff that we wanted is going to be things that are going to be in this next game. Obviously, I have no confidence that they will not ruin this game with lots of microtransactions and money whoring like they did GTA 5. And then they'll release it a bunch of times and we'll have to go through that whole song and dance again, and everybody will get banned by hackers and all that fun stuff. But yeah, big leak. You can read it down below. I figured this was worthy news because a lot of people have been waiting a long time for Grand Theft Auto 6. And I hope Rockstar does it well. I don't think they're going to, because they make so much money off shark cards. I think they're going to be just so prevalent in GTA 6. Hopefully the main story is going to be really good and doesn't have any sort of online integration other than maybe co-op, which would be cool. But we'll have to wait and see. And hey, I want to be optimistic. I'll be a little optimistic. Now, you may have heard that there's an NFT console coming out, and it's called Polyum, or well, whatever the console's called. I think it's called Polyum 1. Yeah, it's the Polyum 1. Long story short, it's a multi-chain console for Web3 gaming. Many people asked what games were going to be available on that or what that meant, and the company couldn't respond to that. So it pretty much sounds like a scam, but I just thought this was interesting to talk about. There's going to be another game or another console like the Ouya, I think, that's going to fail. But the funniest part is if you look at the logo right here, it kind of looks pretty familiar, huh? And they're in a little bit of trouble because you may or may not know that there's already a logo that looks like that. And that is the GameCube logo, if you could not figure it out from the beginning. It looks like they straight up just ripped the logo off. I think it's an entire laughable situation because they're coming out with this console that they can't even defend or explain on their Twitter. They couldn't talk about any games that were going to be on it. They couldn't talk about how it was going to function. They just kept repeating the same stuff over and over again. You can look more into it in this article, but it's just, I don't even know, man. People who buy this are going to be dumb. Same people that buy NFTs and are surprised when they get funged and they lose all their money and stuff. So, yeah, we'll just have to see, you know? Metroid Prime Remastered is coming out this holiday. Yes. And new versions of Metroid Prime 2 and 3 are also pretty much done. I mean, this is a win-win. Everyone loves Metroid Prime. I'm super excited for it. I cannot wait for Metroid 2 and 3. It looks like they're redoing the whole series. They've basically confirmed that the remasters of Primes 2 and 3 are pretty much done. they're just going to be released in staggers. It is what it is. We're getting new Metroids. Hopefully this will lead into brand new, even more Metroids in the future, more first person Metroids. I am excited for this. You should be totally happy about this. If you've never tried the Metroid series, it is absolutely one worth getting into, especially with these remasters on next generation hardware. I will suggest it. They are fantastic games. You can probably see the background news, like flashy trailer stuff going on right now, what Metroid Prime looks like. It's going to be fun. It's a really fun game to watch in speedruns as well. And yeah, it's probably going to be lining up with the 20th anniversary in November, December. So look forward to that. I'm excited for Metroid, and I will be doing videos on it, of course. Sad news, Spellbreak is getting shut down as far as like developmental stuff goes. The servers are going to be shut down in early 2023. Spellbreak was a battle royale where you jumped around with magic and murdered each other. I thought it was incredibly fun, but it did not really pick up in the mainstream. Godfoot and I managed to go check it out. And if you want to go check it out before they shut down, absolutely go check out Spellbreak on the Epic Store, I believe. I think it might have gone on to Steam by now. Godfoot will either put yes or no in the editing. If it did go on Steam, maybe he'll show the Steam page and a little thing. But yeah, it was awesome. It's a game that's definitely a lot of fun in the short term. You could play it for about a week or two with friends, if it even has the player base to support it. But it definitely had longevity issues. And again, it didn't really blow up on Twitch or do anything phenomenal. It was a neat little gimmicky battle royale. I personally liked it. It's sad to see it go, but I understand why. You can't be successful if you don't have anyone playing your game. Next, we've got the Pokemon Go creator Niantic. Niantic. I don't know. They fired a bunch of people and they cut 4 projects. These projects were a collaboration, Hamlet, a Transformers game. Heavy Metal, a Transformers game, and Hamlet, as well as 2 other games that were called Blue Sky and Snowball that no information was known about. Pretty much they just canceled all these projects. So it could have been more Pokemon projects we don't know about, but hey, they've had to cancel a lot of stuff. They've shut down a lot of things. It's interesting to see it go this way, but I assume a lot of these things were overambitious projects that were basically money dumps at this point that didn't really seem like they were going to do well in the current market. There's a lot of augmented reality style games that Niantic does. Pokemon Go was really cool, to its credit. I thought it was really awesome, and it was a cultural phenomenon, as the article says here. I wanted to see more augmented reality stuff. I think augmented reality is really cool. Some of the coolest stuff I've ever seen is the Minecraft augmented reality, and I wouldn't be surprised if we get a sequel to Pokemon Go in the near future, especially with some of the new VR headsets that are coming out over the next like 2 or 3 years, especially with Facebook pumping things out and working on mobile versions that'll tether to your phone and all this other crazy stuff that's happening. I think it would be cool, and I don't see any issues with doing augmented reality stuff as long as people are safe with it. But it's a shame that a lot of these projects are getting cut, and my heart goes out to people who lost their jobs. Hopefully they can pick up their jobs in the new market, or pick up jobs in the current market and continue working on projects, because for what it was, Pokemon Go was cool, and I don't have any ill feelings against Niantic as far as like their creativity and developers go. They're great people as far as what I've seen and heard. So, and the last thing on the news I'm going to talk about today is that Tango Gameworks' mobile game, which is called Hero Dice, is going to completely shut down in August. This is another example of a mobile game that has utterly failed to pick people up. It seems like there's a very few niche things that work as far as the mobile game market goes for making money, which is crazy because some of the things that make money don't even exist. There could be a whole video that I might actually do in the future about games that are supposedly supposed to exist that don't exist. And then you try to go download them and there's just no game, but they already got you to play like 30 seconds of ads before you find out that the game doesn't actually exist. So even if you uninstall their game, there was never a game to begin with, and they made a bunch of money off the ad revenue, so they've already got you, and that's all that matters. It's a whole crazy thing. But yeah, Tango Gameworks' mobile games shutting down. It's going away. Just not going to exist anymore. Hero Dice, if you haven't had a chance to check it out, I don't know if it's personally good or not. I saw trailers for it. I saw a couple of people talking about it way back when. It's probably because it wasn't profitable is what people are speculating, and it's got a cool trailer. You're gonna be seeing it right now while I'm talking about it in the background. Really colorful trailer, but yeah, just didn't do well. So if you want to check it out before it goes away, go check it out. It's called Hero Dice, and yeah, that's that. I apologize. There is one more article that I threw in here last minute that I forgot to talk about, also tied into mobile games. I know we talked a lot about Diablo Immortal and how basically spending a ton of money on video games is bad and how it encourages bad things. With the regulations and stuff we talked about, Fire Emblem Heroes has now surpassed $1 billion in player spending, which to me is absolutely insane. And there's going to be a lot of back and forth over the next few months, I think, talking about mobile games, especially with Diablo Immortal. Diablo Immortal's now made over $40 million. Fire Emblem's made over $1 billion. I feel like there's going to be a lot of crazy stuff going on with profits like this happening, back and forth with gotchas and everything. So it'll be very interesting to see what happens, especially since Fire Emblem's a good series. I liked Fire Emblems. I liked Three Houses. It was really good. I liked a couple of the other games that I played. I never really played through them completely, but I know they're good games. But yeah, that's going to be it finally for the news this week. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think of the news down in the comments, what you have your own opinions on these articles. Discuss civilly, of course. And yeah, I'll be seeing you next week with the news. Enjoy the Monster Hunter Sunbreak review that just went up if you have not watched it. And until the next video, this is Delrith, and I'll be seeing you. Bye.